Oh, hella beat, it's your boy Big BB, and we back for another edition of Big Business. For those of you new to the channel, I'm B, and on this channel we help you improve your confidence by way of compliments using the wonderful world of fragrance. If this is your second video or more, we ask that you hit the subscribe button so you can come back to rock with your boy. Now listen, today's video is exactly that. We're talking about that compliment factor, and this is probably one of the most anticipated videos of the year. Today we're talking about some of the fragrances that I've worn this year that's garnered me the most attention and gotten me some of that elusive compliment factor that we all talk about on this channel. Now if you're looking for more details, then stay tuned. Now the first fragrance I want to mention today is a 2021 release, and I have been blown away with this fragrance since its release, and the compliments just roll in, at least for me. The fragrance comes from the house of Dior, and this is that of Dior Elixir, or Dior Sauvage Elixir. I think this fragrance should be Dior Elixir by itself, because this fragrance is the perfect elixir of fragrance notes that garner compliments. Not only does fragrance smell great, it also projects and performs like a champ. Dior Sauvage Elixir is grapefruit, lavender, and wood, and it has this exotic feel to it that is far different than anything from the Dior Sauvage lineup. So if you're not a huge fan of Sauvage and what it offers, then you may want to try Dior Sauvage Elixir to help those compliments roll in. Next up on our list is a fragrance that has made this list before, so it's no surprise that it's here today, at least for me. This fragrance comes from the house of Initio, and this one's from Navitus Parfums Privé, and this one is Rehab. Now Rehab is just a wonderful fragrance if you're asking me. In addition to the naturals within this fragrance, you also get musk, you get tobacco, you get bergamot, and all of these things really just jive well for a fragrance that comes off as this spicy, woody, aromatic fragrance with a tinge of an oriental feel. That spicy flair is there with that freshness that makes the compliments roll in, and I was instantly hooked from the first spray. I've gotten massive amounts of compliments on this fragrance over the years, and I'm almost due for another bottle because that's how well this fragrance has done for me. This one is part of their Hedonist collection in addition to Musk Therapy. So if you're looking for fragrances that again provide that compliment factor, that extra sensuality within fragrances, then look no further than this one here, Initio's Rehab. Now when I think about this next fragrance, I think of Outkast, Ain't Nobody Fresh As Me, I'm just so fresh and clean. This fragrance is fresh, it's clean, and it has a ton of citruses, but it doesn't come off as a citry fragrance. This fragrance hails from the house of PDM or Parfum de Marly, and this one is Sedley. Now Sedley is a fragrance that I got in my collection in 2020, and I think the original release was back in 2019. But this one here is just really a top-notch scent, and I've been singing its praises since it was released. With Sedley, you're gonna get some bergamot, grapefruit, lemon, and then you also get some spearmint within this fragrance as well that makes it a little bit different. It provides a little bit of freshness, that green quality to it, and hey, it's just a really nice scent. I've been singing its praises, as I mentioned, since this fragrance released, or at least since I've gotten this one in my collection, and based on the frequency of which I wear this fragrance, that's why the compliments come in more so than some of the other PDMs that are out there, although they are a lot of super great fragrances from that house, in my personal opinion. So if you're looking to smell and feel your best, then make sure you check out Parfum de Marly's Sedley. Now speaking of smelling and feeling your best, well, the only way that you can complete that is to also look your best, and that brings us to today's video sponsors, my friends over at Tiege Hanley. Now if you've been tuned into this channel for a while, then you know that Tiege Hanley has not only helped me start but also continue my skincare routine by making the process uncomplicated as uncomplicated can be, and they're one of the best products out there for guys like you and me. Now if you're looking to take your compliment factor to the next level, then I recommend you start with their level 1 skincare system, which comes with all the basics. You get a daily facial wash to get rid of that dirt and grime on your skin, and you also get a twice per week exfoliating scrub to get rid of dead skin cells. And that just happens to be one of my favorite parts. But in addition to that, you also get an AM and a PM moisturizer. The AM moisturizer has built in with SPF 20 to protect your skin from the sun because, well, you don't want to be dry and brittle. But you also get the PM moisturizer, which helps your skin rejuvenate and keep it healthy and hydrated at night. Listen, one of my favorite parts about Tiege Hanley since day one is that you really can't go wrong. Within every box, you get a card that tells you exactly how much to use, when to use it, and how to use it to make sure that you are maximizing the effectiveness of their products. Now, I've been using their products for about 3 years now, and I have been hooked ever since then. It's probably one of the most important parts of my routine, waking up in the morning, and listen, I look forward to it, okay? I want to make sure that I'm looking and feeling my best prior to spraying on and smelling my best, and Tiege Hanley helps me do that. And listen, because you're watching today's video, they're going to be a great video sponsor, and be sure to hook you up. Just click on the link down below and they'll be sure to hook you up with a free gift on your first box. Looking, feeling, and smelling good has never been easier. Be sure to check out my friends over at Tiege Hanley. Now with that, we'll transition into our number 4 fragrance that's going to help you with those compliments after your morning routine. And this is also from a group of friends of mine, and they are just top tier. Specifically, this fragrance. Now you guys know I have a fragrance collaboration with Navitus Parfums, and for the sake of removing any bias, I'll be sure to leave my fragrances out of this, but this fragrance here is just amazing. The fragrance that I'm talking about today is from Monica, and this one is The Embrace. And The Embrace is this warm, addictive, sensual scent that comes off as sweet, that comes off as bitter, and it also comes off as top tier. The Embrace has this honey accord, you also have this coffee, you have this bergamot, you have mandarin, and it just does a lot, okay? For me and my skin, the compliment factor is there. It rolls in, it projects, it performs like a champ and like you would expect a fragrance to do of this caliber. Navitus Parfums, The Embrace. Now the next fragrance on our list takes us to our midway list, and this one is fresh, this one is powdery, this one is sensual, this one is just a great fragrance. This one comes from the house of Byredo, and this one is Byredo's Mojave Ghost. And if you know anything about Mojave Ghost, this one is based upon a flower, and although this one does have some floral components here, it doesn't come off as a super feminine scent. In fact, I think this one is supremely and superbly unisex. This is a fragrance that I personally find to be white t-shirt approved and not the black t-shirt energy that I have on today. But if I'm looking for something that is fresh, exotic, and exuberating, again, you have that powdery feel to it. You also have this fresh, clean approach to it. That floral component is within this fragrance. Mojave Ghost is the way to go, and that's why it's on today's list, because the compliments do roll in. And speaking of compliments rolling in, I have to give compliments to this specific brand based on the release of this fragrance. In my opinion, this is one of the best fragrances that I've smelled from this house in a long time. The fragrance is that of H24 from the house of Hermes. Now we know that Hermes does a lot of things well when it comes to quality products, right? If you're looking at the Birkin bags, you're looking at just the Hermes products in general, they do, well, luxury well. And this fragrance here really just straddles along that line of doing luxury well with a affordable price tag. H24 is extremely affordable, but this fragrance does just bring in some freshness as well as that refined approach and feel that you would expect from a Hermes fragrance. You get some clary sage within this scent. It's also bright, it's fresh, it's effervescent. Now there's also some rosewood within this fragrance and a few additional herbs that give this herbal feel, but in a way that complements are indicative with this scent. So do not bypass this one. If you've already done so, make sure you circle back around to H24 from the house of Hermes. Now the next fragrance comes from Tom Ford, the master of seduction himself, and this one is one that I almost put in my winter list, but I did the Parfum version of this one, and this one is the 2018 version of, well, Ombre Leather. Ombre Leather is going to be fruit, it's going to be spice, and you're also going to get this sensual feel with this scent. Leather is obviously there with this fragrance. Saffron is here. You also get that lavender within this fragrance, and some raspberry notes here is what I can detect with this scent. I've been in love with this fragrance since the 2016 release of this one, which was in the more sought after private blend phase, but this one here is extremely seductive. It garners compliments, the attention is there, and women do enjoy this fragrance as well, which is why the compliments do roll in here. Ombre Leather 2018, do not miss out on that scent. And speaking of fragrances not to miss out on, I don't think you'll miss out on this one because it's a newer release. I think this one came out at the end of 2020, and this one is just whoop, top tier. The fragrance also comes from the house of Parfum de Marly, and this one is none other than Pegasus Exclusif. Now Pegasus, the original, was this great take on almond, but in my opinion, this is an even better take on almond. This fragrance has that sensual, sexual feel to provide some warmth, as well as keeping this fragrance a mass appealing scent while really tuning down into something that people would niche down for, right? If you're niching down for a fragrance that's going to project, check. If you're looking for a fragrance that's going to have great longevity, check. If you're looking for that exclusive vibe with the fragrance, then obviously this one has it, because this one is Pegasus Exclusif. Hopefully you see what I did there. And this one is just a masterful scent. All compliments to the chef, aka perfumer, with this scent, because I don't think they did anything wrong with this fragrance. That almond there that we can remember from the original, that sensual vibe that you get from the Exclusif Accord in this fragrance is just top tier, top notch scents all around, and the compliments do, I repeat, do roll in with this one. And also I really enjoy the presentation on there. It's almost like this gunmetal type of vibe to make you know that you're prepared for war or whatever comes with it. You're gonna be like beating them off you with a bat. Get off me, bow, bow, bow. Get off me. All right, now the final two fragrances are here, and this one is, well, one that you probably expected to see here, therefore you're going to see it here. This one comes from the house of Byron Parfums, and this one is Mula. Now you may be picking this fragrance up in the newer presentation, which is in a blue bottle, very small one, and then they also have Mula Rouge Extreme. Now I think that Mula Rouge Extreme is great, and I really can't detect anything difference between the blue bottle presentation and this one. So what I'm going to tell you is that this fragrance is just a magnificent scent. Now, is it unisex? Yes, for sure, but this fragrance does a few things well. Projects off the skin like a whole lot. It also has a sweetness to it that, depending on how you feel about sweet fragrances, you may love this fragrance or you may hate it. But when I'm thinking of things that women do enjoy, right, that sweetness is there, that cozy quality is within this fragrance. And if you want to amp it up a bit more, you can try the Rouge Extreme version, which has a triple dose of red notes, and I'll just leave that for that. Be sure to check out my full review on that fragrance if you have any questions on it, because I think that's where a lot of things open up. Now finally, we're going into this fragrance here. If you want to be the most wanted man in the room, the most alluring man in the room, then be sure to check out the Most Wanted from the house of Azzaro. Now, Azzaro's Most Wanted was really built upon doing that, right? Being sensual, check. Being bold, check. And also being sophisticated, and I believe that they did that. They took that original play on the Wanted fragrance, right? Made it more bold, made it a bit more mysterious, and played to the senses more so of what people would find attractive. And I think that they did this one well. I've put this one in, I don't know, 7, 8 lists this year. When you look at what this fragrance offers, price point, smell, etc., composition, presentation, it's really hard to beat this fragrance and fragrances like it, especially for the price point. So that's what I have for you today for the list of top 10 most complimented fragrances of 2021. Be sure to check out my friends over at Tiege Hanley to make sure that you are boosting that compliment factor up, and utilize the link down below to get yourself a special gift on your first box. That's all I have for you guys and girls today. As always, I'm your boy, Big Beard B. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend that we are back again. And you already know what I need you to do. Just hit the goddamn bell.